Thank you for all of you from the Office of Student Life and for assisting in this program. We hope to have your help next year as well. The extended study hours where I hit this semester, and personally, I can say they were so beneficial. And don't forget, all these programs and services are funded by the BCSGA KVC sticker and program, which students can purchase at the time of registration. It's so worth it. As you might be aware, BCSGA went out for a new student fee to help break transportation barriers and bring access to student education for our students. Unfortunately, the fee did not pass, leaving next year's student government to re-engage in this conversation. We learned about what students want, and we will continue to be a strong voice for them. Also, I cannot close this year without bringing attention to the numerous vandalism and hate attacks that have happened on our campus in the last couple of weeks. It saddens me that these individuals can bring such hate and destruction to our so inclusive campus. Rest assured that BCSGA has been at the table with others to ensure that BC will always be an inclusive and welcoming environment for all of our students. Before I close, yes. And before I close, I would just like to introduce my upcoming successor for the 95th Student Government Session, Samantha Polito, who is right here. I could not think of a better person to take over my position next year. I'm so proud of her. And joining her is Vice President Armando Dimas, Senator Danny Escobar, and Senator Connor Harris, who are not in attendance today, but I am so excited to see all the potential they have this next year. Although they are a small board, they are mighty. I encourage the faculty to help recruit strong student voices to be senators for next year. The senators are the ones who actively engage with other faculty and staff at the participatory governance committees and represent the student voice. It has been an honor to work with all of you throughout my 2-year tenure at BC, and I will see all of you at my finish line at commencement later today at the Rabobank. I know that last year we had a record-breaking commencement, but this year we will have an even larger graduating class. And that is because, I'm so glad I get to see this, we are BC! Now let's hear it from the lady who has more energy than the Energizer Bunny, President Sonia Christian.
Well, good morning. So Ashley is absolutely wonderful. If you recall, last year Ashley started as the vice president, and then, due to circumstances, stepped in and took on the mantle of the president of BCSGA. Just incredibly well. So let's give her an applause. And I know, Ashley, the student government was disappointed about the transportation fee, but the way that you cast the issue of making sure that our students who live in the outlying communities have the transportation to come to campus, and that big thinking, all the seeds that you sowed this year, I'm sure will really bear fruit next year. So really take heart. It was amazing work that you did. I also was really pleased that you mentioned the issue about hate speech and the vandalism on campus. And I thought I would take that moment to really thank many of you who've been working on the 150th anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. And Nikki Damania has actually taken the lead for Bakersfield College, partnering with CSU Bakersfield and the Naina Patel. And the reason I bring it up is because BC often in the community is really seen as an institution that promotes bridge building and inclusivity and welcoming of all. And we stay focused on our students and the hope and dreams of transforming their lives. And so we need to continue to really hold that beacon up bright for everyone in our community. But now to my task at hand, it's closing day. We have two groups that I want to recognize in pulling together the last day of our semester together. One of the teams is actually at the Rabobank. So if you're planning not to go to commencement, change your mind and invite your friends and family to head on over there. We were there last night, and it's very different from the Memorial Stadium, but to have that enclosed space with the music and the celebration that's going to happen is going to be amazing. We're expecting, what was the number? Actually over 4,000 with some credential, and over 2,700 with an associate's degree. It's our largest number ever. And they're expecting 1,300 to walk across again, about 400 more than last year, and about 6,000 family and friends to be in the arena. Have you been to a Condors game? Okay, well, it's going to be better than that. So, and they won. So, in fact, they play tomorrow at 9 a.m. Okay, I also want to recognize our team who brought closing day to you. It's a lot of detailed work. Up there, we have Aricia running the video. We have Chris. Hey, Aricia. We have Manny with the live stream. Kevin. And Norma Rojas Mora doing her first emceeing for us. Hey, Norma. And, oh, good to see you, Kristen. I thought Kristen would be at the Robber Bank. She was there pretty late last night, weren't you? And we have Tamara doing the scripting over here. We have our photographers, Dylan and Eric, and there was one more person. Who's the other person? And Earl over there. The lights are bright. Yeah. And Catherine Rangel and the entire crew that's doing the ushers, thank you. And lastly, our co-manager over here, Chris Glaser, Chris, and Tarina Perry over there. Jennifer Martin is not here, but she's watching the live stream. Manny De Los Santos, she's watching you and I think telling you what to do. But she's at the Robber Bank with the team over there. So it's closing day. It's been an amazing year. And typically at closing day, I recognize people and I don't talk about the amazing stuff we have accomplished. It's been a great year. And from constituent groups, our CCA president, Tom Greenwood, where are you? Tom, amazing job. We're going to miss you. I really enjoyed the last few years having the CCA president from BC. We had Kathy and Tom. And now you're handing the baton over to a faculty from Saracoso. And Tom will tell you all about that. But I enjoyed working with Tom and Isabel. Liz and I meet with CCA once every 2 weeks, I think, and just the way Tom approaches issues with detail, but with a sense of collaboration and community that we're all here as colleagues is really wonderful and much appreciated. Want to recognize Tina Johnson. Tina, are you here? So Berna, you're covering for her. And recognize Berna as well, the fabulous, beautiful Berna. Manny Matsanos has taken over for Sue Vaughn and has been incredible in participating in the District Consultation Council, very engaged, tracking issues that are important to the colleges. And last but not least, our fearless leader of the Academic Senate, Stephen Holmes. And I think the two realms of work that Steve does that I, as president, rely on is his deep understanding of budgetary issues and tracking those details. And I really pay attention to him when he brings something up. And also the policies. I think he probably is the one person district-wide that really tracks policies, which we all know are extremely important. So finally back to my task. As is the tradition at BC, even prior to my time when Greg Chamberlain was president and when Rick Wright was president and I was faculty member, closing day is a time when the president recognizes leadership on our college campus and provides the President's Leadership Award. So as I prepared my remarks today to introduce to you the recipients of this year's Leadership Award, I found myself reflecting on what makes BC so phenomenal. How is it that in just 6 short years, we have grown nearly 50%? I know. When I look at those stats that either Craig or Amber or Leslie put together for me, I'm always amazed. Expanding our reach into the high schools, to the prisons, to our rural communities. How do we convince the community to vote yes on Measure J that brought us $500 million to invest in our facilities and our infrastructure? How is it that we increase student success, doubling our completion rates? How do we do this? It's because of our people here at BC. It's because of the faculty, the staff, the administrators whom I get to work side by side with. I see our 3 vice presidents over there. Thank you particularly for working with me this spring. It seems like spring is kind of an odd year for me. Both last spring and this spring, it seems like there's something in my personal life that crops up. But in some ways, I'm happy it does, because it really helps me appreciate what incredible colleagues and friends I have at BC, and just really enjoy the quality of the work that we put out every day for our students. At BC, we are effective because we embrace leadership and the attributes that come with them. And those are commitment to a purpose, and our purpose are our students. Samantha, our purpose is you. That's why we're here. And faculty and staff work very, very hard with a genuine interest to work in community. So even when we take on the most difficult issues that we debate with all the passion that only we as renegades have, we still have a deep interest to work in community. And Tom Greenwood is someone who really exemplifies that core value of working in community. So when I sit down every spring to finalize this recognition, I start with a long list signifying that leadership, courage, and a call to action are part of the fabric and culture of Bakersfield College. But before I get to recognize the recipients for this year, there are 9 recognitions. I'll do 3 now, and then I'll come back with 3 more, and then I'll conclude with my last 3. I want to review the list from the previous 6 years. Aricia, let's take it away. 2013, facilities, FCDC, Accreditation Steering Committee. Did you see Kate Pluta and Nan Gomez-Heitzberg and many of our colleagues who retired? Let's move on. So Registration Rocks team. C6 grant. Remember the C6 TAC grant? Cindy Collier. And Cindy's coming back, by the way. She's retreating back to faculty. And Nan Gomez-Heitzberg is now trustee Gomez-Heitzberg. 2014, FCDC, Centennial Celebration Steering Committee, Conference Planning Team, Billy Joe Rice and John Carpenter. I think this was for the Curriculum Committee work. David Coase, awesome picture. Shannon, Manny, and Kristen. And by the way, Shannon tweeted yesterday that she was missing closing day and commencement, but she's happy racing her children. Cindy Collier and Nick Strobel. 2015. Whoa, the Bachelor of Science team. The Making It Happen team, Janet Folks. My goodness, she's retiring. Our outreach team, Steve Watkin. BC Equity TV. Human Resources, Dina Rhodes. Rural Initiatives, my goodness, they can continue their work. Rich McCrow and now Abel Guzman. Abel texted me yesterday. His wife started having contractions. So I know. So I'm glad he's not here. So 2015, Kate Pluta and Brian Hirayama. You know, when I was interviewing faculty candidates, we're in the throes of final interviews, and been hiring 38 faculty. Is that the emergency? Okay. I'm looking at Mike Giacomini if we need to start. No, he says we're good. Okay. I lost track of what I was saying. It doesn't matter, I guess. But I was interviewing faculty, yeah. So I just, and most of the interviews, Amalia and Jennifer schedule it for the weekends just to kind of keep up. So I'm doing these Zoom interviews. And it just gives me great joy when they, talk about they bring up information from our website and the amazing work that we're doing, and I'm always amazed. But one of the things, if Arisi goes back to the next slide, is Brian Hirayama's blog. So they bring up that piece of work that he's reflecting on and showcasing his work in the prison. So anyway, let's go to 2016. Okay. So yeah, athletic department and all of the coaches. I think we have 3 slides here. Let's roll it. And this is when we adopted the title of coach for our completion coaching team from our coaches. Our ag department and the fabulous Bill Kelly. Bill Kelly is in the house. Okay. C-Chap and Oliver Rosales. And Nikki Damania and Leslie Bonds. The budget committee. I see Zav and Steve over there. And Zav is constantly asking the data question. And 2016 Academic Senate. That's an awesome picture. Thank you, Tarina. Okay. And Ramon Puga. Our executive office, and now instead of Anthony Culpepper, we have Mike Giacomini. And we have a lot of changes there as well. Okay. 2017, Measure J, Writers Bureau and Campus Leaders. I think we have 3 slides here. Oh my goodness, a lot of people came out for Measure J. All right, financial aid and the entire staff. Public safety, Chris Counts and the entire staff. Inmate education. Chelsea is now working for the Chancellor's office and getting all kinds of awards, but I keep reminding her she got to start here at BC. So dual enrollment, my gosh, we're busting at the seams here. Keep going. And Summer Bridge, is Kimberly in the house? All right. Okay, I think we have 3 slides here too. No, we don't. Mesa and STEM. And Mary Jo Pasek. I mean, how she manages all the facilities, I think we drive her crazy. All right. Guided Pathways leaders. Winning coaches. And to keep the wins coming in, our African American initiative. The Warba team, finishing 4, transfer pathways, maintenance and operations. These guys really need it. Manny and Monica, the creative team. Tina Chamberlain. And it took a lot getting her up on the stage, didn't it? The ICER finish line team. I love that picture with Liz and Jason. Our Senate President, Stephen Holmes. And I think he knocked two awards, right? He got the Margaret Levinson last year, and as well as the President. Okay, now for 2019. Okay, so the first award. Okay. In some ways, conversations have been with us the longest, are the hardest to make progress on. We know that. We get entrenched in our traditions, right? I do it as well. I love my morning walks with Neo, and I don't like anything to change that tradition. Student learning outcomes have been around for decades. It is an old conversation, but at Bakersfield College, the assessment committee has brought new meaning and life to assessment. They have done the hardest thing and created a culture of being grounded in using SLOs in assessment to understand and profile learning and break the barrier between the theory and practice of current assessment work. It is deeper, it is much richer, and it is more meaningful. One notable change brought about by the assessment committee and the accreditation evaluators pointed this out is the wise use of technology to release faculty members from what has been tedious work of record keeping to higher level work of analyzing the learning that has occurred and identifying the appropriate improvements to advance learning. The 36-member assessment committee, come on up. Is that going to take 5 minutes, or can we do it in 1 minute without falling? And as the entire committee is coming up, I want to particularly recognize the fearless leader, Brent Wilson. Is Brent Wilson in the house? As well as his partner in crime, Billy Joe Rice. Folks, please watch Tarina. She's going to manage you because she's going to get this done in 10 seconds. And that's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. As a guided pathways college, our completion coaching structure is how we intentionally come together to advance student success and completion. And I was talking to some of the leaders of the Guided Pathways implementation team and decided that every year I will recognize one of the meta majors. Okay, let's roll. So the criteria that some of the leaders came up with, number one, is cohesion and visibility as a cross-functional team. This team has truly embraced its role this year, meeting bi-weekly and sometimes even more frequently to discuss student progress on momentum points, to organize meaningful engagement opportunities for students in their pathway, and to identify and tackle barriers to student success. Criteria number two, innovation which leads to institutional excellence. With energetic leadership at all levels, team members developed their own mission statement, organized their first Pathway Summit, had a professional etiquette workshop, and hosted a career expo with industry partners. These innovations created opportunities for BC to support students in class and outside the classroom. Criteria number three, success in advancing our institutional momentum points. Hold your breath. This completion coaching community improved the 15-unit momentum point from 11.3% to 17%, the 30-unit momentum point from 8.2% to 15.4%, the transfer English completion from 11.3% to 21.9%, and the math from 4.1% to 10.8%. Come on up. The 11-member business completion coaching team. Manny Mozzanos, Creighton Maggers, Jeff LaForce, Jonathan Ward, Connie Garza, Michael Harbath, Michael Ivey, Richard Miles, Valerie Robinson, Eddie Rangel, and Pat Davis. The NPR team, do you know what NPR stands for? M as in Mary. So the marketing and public relations team is a powerhouse, and I think Norma is like beaming in pride. That is hidden in plain sight. Students, staff, faculty, administration, and community members all are touched by their creation. Yet, The creative work happens mostly behind the scenes and out of sight. It's particularly gratifying to recognize and make visible the work of the two award recipients who make this magic happen, the talent behind the design. For over 16 years, Eric Carrillo has been a steadfast talent at BC, working through multiple teams and transitions around him. The BC community has for many years benefited from Eric's creative and dedicated talent. I know Reggie Williams is always bragging about Eric's artwork, right, Reggie? In fact, the choir, as a montage of all of Eric's work, I think, for all of the previous programs. The second person is Dylan Wong. Dylan has been a pillar of support for many, come on up, for many of us at BC, and has the uncanny gift for converting 20 minutes of free talk into graphics that brilliantly capture the essence of what is being discussed. With kindness, talent, and a contagious laugh, Dylan makes what we say and do even better than what we may have hoped. That's a wrap for me now. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Thank you. Up first for our employee groups is Bernadette Martinez to give a CSEA update.
Good morning, everyone. Like I said earlier, Tina couldn't make it today. She is our CSEA president. I am the CSEA vice president. And we just want to say we did it once again. Well, Tina actually sent me a note to read for you guys, so here we are. We did it once again. Give yourself a pat on the back for a job well done. Remember, as faculty are gearing up to and taking summer vacations, classified will still be working, making sure everything runs smooth for your return. A quick update, we're moving into full negotiations yesterday, so you make sure you attend all of the meetings and stay updated on what's to come. California legislature recognizes the important contributions of classified school employees and named the third week of May Classified School Employees Week, CSEW, to honor these contributions. I want to give a huge shout out to the faculty and management for the wonderful surprise that they planned during California School Employees Week for the classified staff. They will hold a free lunch and ice cream on Wednesday, May 22nd from 11 to 1. Yep, come on, let's give it up for them. In the Renegade Park for classified staff. So I know most of the managers are trying to make sure that everybody's able to attend. I know ours is. So State of Classified staff, keep going what you're doing, and your efforts do not go unnoticed. Have an amazing summer, and Feliz Dia de los Madres for today, and then for Happy Mother's Day for the weekend. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Bernadette. And now please give a warm welcome to Tom Greenwood, CCA Campus Chair, as he walks to the podium.
Good morning. I guess the cat's out of the bag that I'm not going to be back in the fall, so it's been a pretty good run. I've done 2 years as president, 5 years as negotiator, and I was going to say that a president's only as good as his executive board, and I feel that I've had a great executive board that's helped guide me through lots of difficult topics and just given me some wisdom. There's two people I really want to thank who have been really, really helpful, and that's Mike Harvath, who's our Chief Grievance Officer, and Isabel Sterling, who's our campus chair. The funny thing with Mike is I think Mike and I have this bromance going where if we don't talk to each other for more than 48 hours, I think something's wrong. So Monday was the day where we changed executive boards and presidents, and Mike called me that night. I see his number. I go, "Hey, Mike, what's up?" He says, "I have nothing to report. I have nothing to tell you. I just wanted to let you know that." So Isabel's been more like my therapist. When I think I'm going crazy, I usually will call her, or I think vice versa. I think it's therapeutic for both of us. And it's been really helpful to have her just kind of calm me down and just put things into perspective. So I see her every week at lunch at the Renegade Room at the Round Table, which is really great. So I'm going to be going back to the math department, teaching calculus and statistics, things I like. And I've got to, hey, math department, let me hear you. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, math doesn't get enough shout outs, so I had to do that. So in April, we had our elections, and I want to go ahead and just read off who our continuing exec board members are for BC, as well as new ones. So our Vice President and Chief Grievance Officer, that's Pam Boyles. Our new campus chair and continuing negotiators, Ann Tatum. Our secretary is Angelica Vasquez. Our campus reps are Vanessa Bell and Christian Parker. Our adjunct rep is Justin Bell. Our NEA rep is Ian Hill. And our new president actually is kind of an old president, because he was president when I first came on as negotiator, which is who is Matt Crow from Saracoso. And so thank you. So I know he'll do a good job. I don't have to do any training. I just got to fill him in on what's going on, and he's good to go. So I've been reflecting over the last few years, especially with negotiations, on just what CCA has accomplished. And I kind of made a list of things here. So here's some of the highlights I think that we have done probably over the last 2 contracts. We successfully negotiated a catastrophic leave bank. We updated personal necessity leave. We worked on sick leave. We ended up doing department chair reassigned time, where most chairs got an increase. I think most of you chairs have seen an increase. It's still not enough. I know chairs work hard. Being a former chair, I know there's never enough hours in the day to get everything done. 185-day contracts for counselors and librarians, inmate education, compensation for larger class sizes, and last but not least, salary. In the fall, we will go ahead and negotiate again. I want to thank all the faculty who completed the negotiation survey. That has been forwarded to the negotiations team, so they can look at that to determine what to negotiate for the next contract. So as I've said before, if you are a CCA member, we thank you for your support. If you're not a CCA member and you like the job we are doing, please sign up. And sometimes people say, well, why do I have to sign up if I get things for free? And I have 2 words for you: herd immunity. The people that pay the dues are the ones that are protecting the non-members, because when we have more strength in numbers, we have more negotiation power at the table, because we go ahead and support everybody. But that's the thing I'm going to go ahead and make the plug, is that there's a lot of benefits. If you're interested in joining, go ahead and email me or any of the CCA members, and we'll make sure to get you a membership form. So in closing, it's been a privilege and an honor to serve as president, as negotiator. It's definitely an experience that I will never forget, and you never know, I may come back in some way, shape, or form, but I just want to thank everyone for their support over the years, and I just want to thank you.
Thank you, Tom. There is more to come. Please settle in. Up next, the man, the legend, Mr. Stephen Holmes, President of the Academic Senate.
Thank you, Norma. Norma's getting used to how to do this right, I see. Somehow I've made it on the agenda twice today, so I'm going to kind of keep this part short. It's obvious Sonia's going to need more time as she's present today. What's new, right? So as far as faculty are concerned, we have added another 25 new faculty coming in. So those of you that have made it your first year here, congratulations. But do know that you will probably have your third office mate come the fall. Yeah, that's a good thing though, right? That's always a good thing. So it has been a good year. We've got a new campus being built on the Southwest Center that will extend out into an area that has probably been overlooked. And as we move forward, of course, we will continue to work hard on our campus with our Veterans Center opening up this coming December. You know, just space. We need space. That's what we need, right? So the executive board, I'd like to say thank you, and that would be Matt Garrett, Charles Kim, Victor Diaz, and oh, I see you up there. Let's not forget you. Special thanks because you're not coming back as our ASCCC rep, as well as John Gertz is not coming back as our co-chair of professional development, and that will be replaced by Lisa Harding, will be our new ASCCC rep, and Matt Jones will be our co-chair. Other than that, I want to thank all the faculty for their hard work, the classified for your hard work, as well as the administration for your hard work, and I'll see you in about 10 minutes.
Now, on behalf of the Management Association, please welcome Manny Mortzanos.
Good morning. Do I really look like that? We have to change that. Okay. So, as a reminder and as a courtesy to others, I would ask that you would just take a moment right now to silence anything that might make loud and obnoxious noises, cell phones, laptops, iPads, and it goes without saying, Steve Holmes. This is my 8th year serving as dean at Bakersfield College, and thank you. I am proud to say that I have happily served Bakersfield College for 5 of those 8 years. The other 3 seem to coincide with supervising the political science faculty. In all fairness, though, looking back, those 3 years seem but just as a moment, just 1 minute is what they seem like, underwater. The KCCD Management Association has worked really hard with our partners across campus, and you heard Bernadette mention that we are supporting the appreciation and the support of our CSCA employees. So please join me, give it up one more time for our CSCA employees. And we have also worked very closely with CCA and with the Academic Senate to hear the concerns of our faculty, to do what we can to address those concerns. One of the concerns that was raised this year is the concern about summer surprise, right? Coming back in the fall and then things changing over the summer. And I am very proud to let you know that we have found a solution to that concern, and we are proposing today as a management association that to eliminate summer surprise, all faculty should work over the summer. So that's our proposal. No surprises when you come back. And if you agree with my sentiments, please join me on stage. Thank you. We're really close. Larger than life size. You know, being a manager is not easy, as any administrator will tell you. I would ask that all administrators please rise. If you would just stand up in your seats right now. If you are an administrator or manager, please rise. Thank you. Thank you. That's about all the appreciation you're going to get for a year. So the KCCD Management Association hereby proclaims Friday, May 10th, 2019 as Ham Day, H-A-M, Ham Day, Hug a Manager Day. We ask that sometime today you find a manager, you give them a long hug until Human Resources tells you to stop, and at which point in time stop. You know, there's one administrator in particular today that we want to recognize and appreciate. Deans, that's your cue. This administrator has faithfully served Bakersfield College since August of 1989. Okay? For non-math majors, it's 30 years. Okay? I was -2 years old when she started as an engineering faculty member. Today, she is 5 weeks away from retirement, and we want to celebrate her and a career well lived. Please join me in showing your appreciation and deepest gratitude for our Vice President of Instruction, Liz Roselle. Come on up, Liz. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful summer.
Please welcome back President Christian.
I knew Manny was funny, but not this funny. Tom Greenwood, you mentioned that you may be coming back in some other shape or form, right? Liz sent out the BCAT announcement for dean positions, so you can apply for that. I want to thank Emily Lopez and Natasha Bailey right over here, our interpreters. Thank you. Okay. So the next President's Award number 4 at Bakersfield College, we hold our core values near to our hearts. They are central to our planning processes, evident in every part of our work. And, Steve Holmes, okay. And always present in our daily service to students. Our value of diversity reads, in part, we insist that diversity be valued and promoted, recognizing that multiple perspectives lead to a better education and knowledge of the world. The recipients of this award go even further. They demonstrate a level of commitment to the diversity we sometimes do not all see, and that without their help and leadership might not otherwise be fully embraced. The vibrant, diverse, welcoming climate that is BC is due in no small part to their diligent work behind the scenes, supporting students and supporting all of us. As educators, we have a sacred obligation to create opportunities for everyone to learn, achieve upward mobility, and accomplish their dreams. Please join me in thanking these award recipients for enriching our campus, making it more accessible to all students. Terry Goldstein, Aricia Layton, Todd Costin, and Miki Damania. You guys can move faster than that, particularly you, Nikki. All right, we've all been immersed in the phrase dual enrollment for a long time, and I know some maybe with a frown, but research shows that this is a successful strategy to improve not only college-going rates, but also completion of a degree or a certificate. And when you think of those students in our rural communities where the baccalaureate attainment rate is about 9% compared to the rest of California, which is at 39%, this is a moral obligation on our parts to make sure that college is in their future. And then in 2014, the wonderful academy in Delano set out to demonstrate to the world, and this has been written up in many publications, that a cohort of about 30 students, most of them first generation, because you know our Delano community, could be capable of completing an associate's degree at the end of their 4 years of study and at the same time get their high school diploma requirements met. Last year in 2018, you will remember that we saw them graduate alongside the 7 who got their Bachelor of Science degree. It was a history-making graduation. So after 2014 and 2015, another cohort in Wonderful started, and then a new cohort in Wasco on the same journey, an early college program. And at today's commencement, we will be having 94 students graduate. You started it all, Rich, with our rural initiatives. There's Raquel right over there, Andy, and, oh, that's Jesse over there. Great. Okay. Jesse's a counselor working with all of these schools. So we've got 94 getting their associate's degree today, the same time, or the same year that they're getting their high school diploma. Now imagine, okay, now you're talking about a cohort in Wasco and a cohort at the Wonderful Academy. So imagine if the entire entering freshman class at the high school, not just a cohort, is on a pathway to a certificate completion. Maybe it's a welding certificate or a CTE degree completion or a transfer degree completion. This is the work that a BC team under the leadership of Abel Guzman, Kylie Swanson, Raquel Lopez, and Jesse Oropeza have been collaborating with the McFarland High School. Come on up. This fall 2019, it's been hard work. This fall of 2019, all 280 students starting McFarland High School will be starting as BC Renegades on a certain pathway. The vision is grand and transformative, but the work has been intense, demanding deep coordination and collaboration with the McFarland partners. Let's celebrate our early college McFarland team. So I started in 2013 as president, and we had BC on the Panorama campus, and we had BC on the Timmins campus in Delano, which was actually quite fun because when I left to go to Oregon, we were at Randolph, and we had the Weil Institute and a few online classes. So then fast forward about 5 years since then, BC has grown its enrollments by 50%. We now have BC in Delano with 75% more sections, 135% growth in Arvin, and growth surges in McFarland Chapter and Wasco. Phenomenal growth. We have our inmate education program. We now have BC Southwest, and with Mary Poppins being brought to us recently, not with Julie Andrews, but with Emily Blunt, we have supercalifragilisticexpialidocious growth in dual enrollment. I know I got it right. All this work creates new demands in applications, registration, posting grades, transcripting, and by the way, Michelle wants you to turn in your grades because I heard her telling the deans that if you don't turn in the grades, she's going to do an RD because students are getting messed up with their financial aid. So here's the thing, get better turn in your grades on time, okay? So all these demands really are converging on one department. It's admissions and records, and honestly, folks, we haven't improved their staffing very much. So I'm going to ask the entire A&R department to come up and be recognized. So even though we don't support them with staffing, we can support them with a little love. It's a 16-member admissions and records team led by Michelle Pena, Jackie Lau, Norma Barron, Nicole Koch, Linda Cordova, Victor Crosswaite, Rachel Dill, Alma Feathers, Shane Ford, Ireneo Garcia, Rosanna Garcia, Tanisha Gonzalez, Jasmine Guzman, Monica Guerrera, Lupe Ray, Hilda Rodriguez. Let's give it up for Bakersfield College Admissions and Records. That's a wrap. I'll be back shortly.
Let's welcome our VP of Instruction, Liz Rizal, to recognize our faculty who have achieved tenure.
Good morning. Today we celebrate faculty who are being granted tenure status in 2019-20. Our tenure system serves to safeguard academic freedom, but also contributes to the integrity of our institution by protecting the quality of teaching. To receive tenure, faculty participate in a 4-year evaluation process when first hired. This process is carefully structured to provide ongoing feedback on job performance, including professional growth and faculty service. The faculty we recognize today have successfully completed this process to attain tenure status. So as I call your name out, would you, if you are one of the ones I call out, please stand and remain standing till I get all names called. Okay. Are you going to put the... Oh, you can see. Okay. Okay, so it's in a different order than what I have. So I'm going to look up here. Alex Gomez, Family and Consumer Education. Andrew Bond, English. Andrew Haney, Engineering Systems. Brent Burton, Public Safety. Brian Russell, Philosophy. Christopher Dyson, English. Darren Eckern, Art. Deborah Rosenthal, Physical Science. Don Brady, Public Safety. Erica Menchaca, Education. Fabiola Johnson, Counseling. Faith Bradham, Library. Harlan Hunter, Behavioral Science. Jessica Wojtaszek, Education. Jonathan Schultz, Counseling. Joshua Lewis, Mathematics. Joshua Autumn, Performing Arts. Catherine Ganster, Biology. Krista Moreland, Behavioral Science. Manuel Rosas, Counseling. Matthew Jones, Academic Technology. Matthew Moon, Health and Physical Education. Michael Fredenberg, Mathematics. Naiji Shi, Mathematics. Peter LeGrant, Philosophy. Richard Miles, Business Management and Information Technology. Zach Peters, Health and Physical Education. Sarah Barron, Behavioral Science. Sarah Villasenor, Counseling. Sandra Keckley, Library. Timothy Heasley, Performing Arts. Camina da Silva Tavares, Physical Science. And Sarah Pelesh, Foreign Language. Thank you so much. Very proud of you.
Once again, please welcome Stephen Holmes, President of Academic Senate, to recognize the faculty retirees.
I lost my glasses. Now we can go with what I was prepared for. Man, it seemed just like yesterday when we hired those faculty members. So congratulations on your tenure. Today I have the honor, at the same time, it's a little saddening, to recognize our retirees. I'm sure many of them have touched all of us in this room one way or another. Probably not like Manny would want to be touched, but that's an HR issue. So, like Liz, as I call your name, I'll try to give the years of service, and if you could please stand and be recognized. Stephen Waller, Billy Joe, oh shoot, this is not right. That's the March 15th pink slip list. Shoot. Manny Manzano, Corny Rodriguez, Michelle Bressa, Grace Commissioner. Wow. All right. So first we have Rebecca Mooney with 29 years and 8 months of service. Becky has actually served on death row longer than any other member. And I'm glad to say she's probably our biggest Dodger fan. You might not know that about her, but she's a big Dodger fan. Next we have Michael Einhaus with 20 years and 10 months. Mike? I don't know why we have to have months. We have a contract. One of my colleagues entering in 25 years ago, Janet Folks. Actually, John Gerholt and I was talking with Janet the other day, and we realized that both of us did something wrong because we all came together, and Janet's leaving, and we're still here. So we're not too sure how that happened, Janet, but congratulations. And Patrick Folks, 27 years and 7 months. There's a novel concept. You're both going to be home together at one time. Somebody's probably coming back to work. Oh, I'm going out of order. My mistake. Regina Hulkiel, mathematics. 17 years, 11 months. Oh, We have different lists. Shoram Rahman. Wow. 33 years and 6 months. If we all could be that fortunate. Wow, that's amazing. Bernie Scanlon. Bernie, I can remember just a few years ago when we came on board, and we were up at that new faculty orientation. Seemed just like yesterday, doesn't it? Not. Have I missed anybody? Let me see. Michael. Oh, Richard Darkey. Richard. Or Dark. All right. So thank you for your service. Oh, we got Bill. Bill, you retiring finally? Bill hasn't missed one opening day or closing day in 37 years and 3 months. Bill's probably sat in that same chair every day, too. You know how old people are, and they like that one chair, huh? Don't move them out in your class. I'll tell you a little story. About 2 years ago, I had come up here at a summer school. I was getting ready to teach summer school, and I pulled into one of the garbage bins that had been placed on campus. And as I walked by, I looked inside, and there was this old bench, and it was all mangled up, and it was a wrought iron bench. And I thought, like I don't have enough shit to do in my life. But I jumped in, and I yanked that thing out and got what boards I thought were good and what parts were remaining, and I threw it in the back of my truck. And I, like most things, I took it home, and like a good hoarder, I put it in the garage, and with great hopes that one day it would become a bench. Then we came back in the fall, and we went to a meeting, and Bill is on the Academic Senate, and somehow we started talking, and Bill said, "Oh, I'm so mad. This summer they took a bench out of the agriculture department that had all worked to have redone with our engineering and automation group, and they threw it away. So in your retirement bill, I have a project for you." And I have a couple boards for you. So I expect that you will work with our school to go ahead and refinish this bench. And when it's done, I'd like to buy a plaque and put your name in honor of your service here. All right, I think we've completed the retirees. Let's see, is there one more? Oh, yeah. Miss Texas. You can't talk with Liz without her telling you something about Texas. And you know, everything's larger in Texas. And I know there's one thing for sure that's larger in Texas. That's got to be parking spots. Not once, not twice. This is a daily occurrence. And by the way, it got so bad that I felt obligated for the safety of students in our school that I had to go do something about it. So then I called her husband because I was worried about her eyesight or something. And I said, does she have this problem at home? Because you could find your truck in the kitchen. And he didn't want to say anything. So I thought that was, meaning guilt. So Liz, on behalf of your service here, the faculty and the Academic Senate would like to donate to your house your stop sign. And just know you're welcome to stop at Bakersfield College anytime. Thank you for your service and time.
And now welcome Reggie Williams to announce the 11th Faculty Scholarship Summer Grant.
Thanks so much. I'm here to announce the summer grants, and I'm deeply honored to do so. But this is also the first time I've been on this stage in this capacity as the director of the Levin Center. Thank you. So I want to make two brief comments, they'll be brief, before the summer grants, and then I will name the recipients and ask for them to stand if they're here. First, I want to thank 4 people for the past year. First, of course, Sonia Christian for entrusting me with the Levin Center. Thank you. It means so much to me to have that honor because I deeply care about the mission of the center. I cared about knowing Norm, I still do, and I care about continuing its strength. So thank you so much for entrusting me. Second, I want to thank Jack Hernandez, who ran the Levin Center for 10 straight years prior to me, and if he didn't do an amazing job, I couldn't do whatever level of job I'm doing. And I love him dearly as a human being, so thank you so much to Jack Hernandez. Third, collectively, I want to thank Miriam Villanueva and Teresa Tovar, my staff assistants, the classified staff who run the center and the Levin Institute. Anyone who runs an office on campus knows that the real front lines and the everyday work and such is all about them. And those two are amazing human beings and workers, and my deepest thank you to both of you. Okay, secondly, I want to mention, in the past year, depending on how you count them, because some of the events have been co-sponsored, and I'm not going to mention the co-sponsors because I would get shot. There are so many of them, time management answers. But I want, depending on how you count them, the Levin Center has hosted and or sponsored 35 to 50 events in the past academic year. I'm also not naming the following because the list would be even longer, but my estimate is there are probably 75 faculty members on campus who have been directly involved in making those events happen, and that's not even including staff, in terms of bringing me speakers or being the speakers themselves, not just attending, literally probably 75 or more. So thank you to all of them whom I can't name. And in turn, thank you to everyone who sends students and members of the public. My estimate, I mean, definitely we have had several thousands of people attend Levin Center events in the past year, thousands. I mean, realistically, it's probably 3,000 to 4,000, but it might be higher than that, okay? These are community members. These are people who go on in the community to donate to the college. These are former students, current faculty, former faculty. I mean, the list goes on and on. Again, it's not in the hundreds, it's in the thousands, and it's several thousand. So keep that tradition strong. Keep people coming through the Levin Center. It's a beautiful institution, and it really connects us with the community and each other. So thank you to all of you for supporting that. Okay, the summer grants. The mission of the summer grants. Norman Levin believed deeply that excellent teaching is teaching that stays passionate. It's teaching that stays current. It's teaching that stays inspired by one's own discipline. Not just the ability to fulfill the slows, complete the slows, be prepared in class, answer student questions, but to go even beyond what you have time for in the classroom, because of course that's limited. In keeping with that mission that Norm Levin had, each year the Levin Center awards up to 5 summer grants to faculty. All full-time faculty are eligible, and adjuncts are eligible who have taught at least 5 courses. That's not 5 preps, just 5 sections, okay? So tell your departments, you'll get emails from me in the beginning of basically January, but strongly consider these summer grants. The mission of them is to support scholarly or creative work in one's own discipline, and to keep you inspired in turn in the classroom, but by way of going beyond and doing some research over the summer or creative work. This year's recipients, if you were here, I'm going to name you, and then stand up, and then let's give them a huge round of applause. And by the way, the summer grants carry up to $3,000 a piece. That's before taxes, by the way, if you're getting one this year. Just beware, that's before taxes, depending on your tax status. It's not $3,000. Anyway, the following people, the following 5 won the award this year, and there were many more who submitted. Keep the tradition strong. In no particular order. Chris Doyen from English, by chance here? If so, stand. Gina Herrera from Art. Brenda Valadez from Communication. Stand if you're here, I saw you. I saw you, stand up, yeah. Sarah Barron from Behavioral Science. And Rayanne Cumulos from English. Thank you to all who submitted, thank you to all who won, and thanks again to the college for keeping the Levin Center strong.
Please welcome back to stage President Christian.
I heard that. So this is my last piece for the morning. Reggie, I was talking about the 38 faculty. We're hiring 24 new and replacement. And pretty much one of the things that comes up regularly is the work of the Levin Center and the scholarship that's at BC. I interviewed a faculty member from Florida State University who's actually coming to BC, and he talked about BC being a liberal arts college rather than a community college in the quality of the scholarship and the work, and a lot of that happens through the Levin Center. And about Reggie, the programming at the Levin Center has expanded tremendously under Reggie's leadership. And recently we hosted the Board of Trustees on our campus. And I was walking with a board member, and I introduced the board member to Reggie. And the board member immediately started saying, about faculty. And, faculty are really the core of the campus. They're the most important people on campus. And Reggie came back immediately and said, actually, we all work together. Our classified staff, our managers, we all work together to make BC an amazing place. And then he went on to give examples of the recognition BC has received in various national forums that Reggie has been presenting, and that value that we're here as community, all of us together. And I feel so proud that Reggie came back. So let's just recognize our director at the Levin Center. I truly love this guy. Good work. All right. So let me go with my last 3 awards, and then we still have the Margaret Levinson and the Tremblay Award, and then we'll also hear from Susan Pinza. Okay. So we have so many different initiatives and ideas throughout the campus. Bright ideas, vision and dreams, but unless one is willing to doggedly work towards and make that vision happen, it rarely does. That, my friends, is service and true leadership. It started as a club, then it became a lounge, and then it was an Occupy, an extended lounge near the cafeteria, okay? actually broke the wall and occupied. Eventually, we saw a program. Mike, you didn't hear that, did you? Eventually, this was before your time. It was under Anthony Culpepper. Eventually, we saw, and I didn't know anything about it. Eventually, we saw a program emerge that refused to be stopped, and it kept growing. In about 6 months, this program is moving into its first building being constructed from the Measure J funds. This history faculty member's vision, a veteran himself, for a veterans program and a veterans resource center is now going to be a reality. I give you Paul Beckworth. And as Paul is coming up, our veteran students are one of our most vulnerable student populations. These are heroes who have served our nation and risked their lives for our country. When these heroes return home from their tour of duty, it is always a time of tremendous transition for these students. Paul Beckworth and Armando Trujillo stand unwavering in their dedication to serve them. Together, this power duo delicately navigate the shift from soldier to student, always mindful of the complexities they are experiencing and respectfully channeling their very own experiences as veterans. You truly have got to ask Paul the story about occupying that extended lounge, but we don't want to record it in our archives, though. All right, 2 more to go. This recipient exemplifies the role of a department chair in a guided pathways college. If you look at any institutional initiative, and you know at BC we have a lot of them, dual enrollment, early college, inmate education, BC Southwest, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, this recipient consistently demonstrates a high level of skill in positioning her department to implement the college's strategic priorities. From considering momentum points in her enrollment management and faculty scheduling strategies, to working on student success, she has worked tirelessly to create the conditions that support the faculty in a department to meaningfully engage students in their general education requirements while completing certificates and degrees in their program of study. I think some of you probably already know who this is. You know this recipient for her willingness to dive into tough conversations, to ask difficult questions, and to relentlessly pursue answers on behalf of her students. You also know her for her compassion for our underserved students, her commitment to bring the experience of students who have drifted or have been pushed to the margins back to the center, and to provide those formerly marginalized students spaces where they truly feel accepted and supported at Bakersfield College. Her ability to navigate the complexities of a department chair assignment, while at the same time fully embracing the ways of being a compassionate educator, gives her the unique ability and opportunity to transform the lives of students. All this and more make Helen Acosta a fitting recipient of a leadership award. With all the hugs, she's going to take 2 minutes to get to the stage. And she proudly wears "We Are BC." You made me cry. actually felt her hands trembling. So, yeah. My last award for today. On May 6th of this year, I walked into my office. As I walked into my office, I was greeted by the word alacrity from my office mate, seated at the corner of the office closer to the window, hidden by her dual computer screens. I stopped midway to my desk, burdened with my laptop, my handbag, a soy latte in one hand, and a regular coffee for Chris Glazer in the other. And then her face, with that brilliant, radiant smile, emerges, saying, cheerful readiness, that is the meaning of alacrity. You know, Sonia, I need to receive your other duties as assigned tasks with alacrity. And while the exchange was unusual, coming from this engineer who usually uses words like regression analysis and who is known to do basic math calculations on her Texas Instrument calculator, rather than doing what most of us would do, just use the calculator on our smartphone, I got to thinking that the word alacrity truly describes what this award recipient has always given to her students when she was a math faculty, think of physics faculty, a statistics faculty, to her deans, to her colleagues, to her college, to our college, and to me as a friend and the president. Alacrity is what our very own Liz Roselle has always brought to Bakersfield College. Whether it was her fierce engagement in making our BC Southwest campus a reality for our students, publishing public letters, making public remarks at board meetings, or working diligently behind the scenes on the details, she always brings an energy, a cheerful readiness, and oh, that smile that makes us all just better. No, wait, there's a lot more here. Take accreditation. For example, who else can take something like accreditation and turn it into an opportunity to hop on the back of a motorcycle for a team photo like this? That would be Liz. She engaged with every fiber of her being, and she always does that, to bring BC's story to light through the peer review process and made sure we all had fun along the way. And she gets a lot of money from Mike Giacomini, I can tell you that. Zav always complains that Liz has the largest budget. Liz embodies bold vision, contagious energy, unrivaled work ethic. She works hard, and that gorgeous smile. Colleagues, let's really celebrate Liz Roselle. Do try to come to graduation. If you have plans, cancel them, change them around. Bring folks and come. It's going to be crazy good. All right, we are. Okay, let's get the next person up here.
Please welcome to the stage Award Committee Chair Rebecca Head to introduce the recipient of the Shirley Tremblay Distinguished Teaching Award.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to serve as the chair of the Shirley Tremblay Teaching Award Committee. It honors exemplary teaching, and we have wonderful teachers among us. With those who have received the Shirley Tremblay Distinguished Teaching Award, please stand. I know there's some of you out there. Would all Bakersfield College distinguished teachers please stand? All of you. If you're a teacher at BC, you're a distinguished BC teacher. Thank you. As you look around at your colleagues, consider nominating one of them next year. We are facing changes regarding student placement and prerequisites. We must follow new guidelines called AB 705, while we also maintain rigor and high standards for our courses. Shirley had high standards for her mathematics courses. She specialized in teaching probability and statistics, that's Math 22, calculus, 6A, 6B. She taught BC students, and she taught many high school students. They came from Garces, from Foothill, during their lunchtime. They were proud to take their college-level math course on the BC campus and carry out college-level work to earn their grade. It was called enrollment. AB 705 places emphasis on success in college-level coursework. This year, the Engineers Club and the WISE Club, that's Women in Science and Engineering, entered a solar boat race called the Solar Regatta. In the process of building the boat for the race, a former BC student, Luis Hernandez, who is now graduated and employed as an engineer, served as a mentor to those club students. He came to many work sessions on his weekends and helped the students with wiring and building that boat. I feel that this is an indicator of our success at Bakersfield College. A former student who values education and support he received at BC is happy to give back and share his knowledge and experience with current students. Shirley was proud to teach at Bakersfield College. Luis is proud to be an alumnus of Bakersfield College. Today we honor two remarkable teachers, and both of these teachers have also taken coursework at Bakersfield College. Professors who challenge students to do their very best. Please join me in celebrating these exemplary teachers. Helen Acosta. From the Department of Communication, and Regina Hugo. From the Department of Mathematics. Congratulations to Helen and to Regina. Receiving this award is a great honor. No initiative can derail the work of an excellent teacher.
Here to announce the Margaret Levinson Faculty Leadership Award is Award Committee Chair John Gerholm.
traffic going the other way. Good afternoon. Oh, it's still morning. It's my honor to be here to present the winner of the Margaret Levinson Faculty Leadership Award. We have amazing leaders on this campus, and I looked at the list of folks retiring with awe. A number of our recent winners of the Levinson Award are retiring this year or have retired in the recent past. And we just had a very large number of people earn tenure. And so think about your career here at Bakersfield College. Think about what it is you hope to achieve and what you hope to help others achieve. And those of you who are out there witnessing that kind of leadership on this campus, remember to nominate your colleagues. I think that's a very, very important opportunity to recognize people because the nomination is very, very meaningful, even if the award doesn't go to that person in that particular year. The Levinson Committee always has a very, very difficult time making a selection from the amazing folks that are nominated, and this year was no exception. But it is with pride and with joy that we can mention the name of the winner at this event. The big celebration for the winner takes place in the fall at opening day. So presumably anybody who'd come to closing day will come to opening day. So you are so warned. This year's recipient has served the college in a variety of capacities and has taken on leadership roles at the state level as well. And we're pleased to recognize Kimberly Nickel. So thanks very much, and we'll get on with the program.
Please welcome Susan Pinza, Committee Chair for the Norm Levin Faculty Colloquium announcement.
Good morning. With my being here, this means the end is near. I am here to let you know who the award winner is for the Levin Faculty Colloquium for fall of 2019. This is the last time I will be presenting to you because I am stepping down as chair after 9 years of this wonderful committee. And Erin Miller will be assuming the role of chair, under the condition, of course, that she always plug the BC Bowling League. So you're not going to get out of that one either. All right. Our colloquium in the fall is going to be held on October the 19th. That's a Friday. It's in the Levin Center, sponsored by the Levin Center for the Humanities. Our speaker is coming from the Child Development Department, and it's going to be Bernadette Towns. Again, we have these 3 wonderful awards that we're very fortunate to have for scholarship, for teaching, and for leadership. Again, no exception. Please make sure that you nominate yourself or nominate colleagues who are doing creative or scholarly work. You've got a little bit of time over the summer to finish a project or start a project. And please consider nominating in the fall because we do provide a wonderful venue for you. You've got the opportunity to speak, which is essentially what a colloquium is. You get a plaque with your name on it, very nice. You get $1,500, which, as Reggie says, is not going to be $1,500 quite, but it's a nice recognition for you. And then it is only open to BC faculty, staff, including Delano, Southwest Campus, et cetera, et cetera. It's not open to the public because this is an opportunity for us to share among ourselves. And again, please, you've got eyes and ears out there that some of us committee members don't have. So please, spread the wealth. Thank you very much.
Now that the morning is wrapping up, please take a look around you and clean up any trash that you see. We greatly appreciate you helping to keep our indoor theater clean. Thank you for spending your morning with us, and we look forward to seeing you at tonight's commencement at Rabobank. Before you leave, let's hear it. We are? Have a great rest of the day.